us, okay?
Type in the chat if you can see us. And so we'll be starting at like 2:03 or something when we have everything. But we turned on some music while you guys are waiting.
Yep.
So I guess while we're waiting, we can just tell you a little bit about our magazine, which Leah and I have for people who are interested in reading it, and just anyone else. Here, let me type the link in the chat really quickly while Leah describes what we do.
So we have a magazine that me and Adalia write, and it comes out at the end of the month, monthly. And Adalia's typing the link in the chat. But in our magazine, you can find all kinds of things, including articles with interviews, comics, and drawings, art that our little brothers and sisters do.
Yes. And then we have we usually have like an interview every month. We had a 9/11 interview. We're gonna do some interviews for like the doctors and stuff who will be
to give thanks to them.
Yes, for Thanksgiving.
We did a Halloween edition
which
this month, which was really fun to do.
And then we also had like a decorating cupcake video. I will put that up really quickly. And then and if you have any questions, feel free to type them in the chat, and we'll get to them as soon as we can.
And thank you everyone for being here today.
Definitely.
Their house is a museum where people come to see them. They really are a scream. The Addams Family.
Okay, here is the link to the our.
Thank you for the compliment on the mask. I know
you.
Had some awesome face.
Yes, my aunt did that for me, and then Leah has some awesome costumes you guys will get to see later on.
Yeah, so we just put the link to the cupcake videos that you.
And then I can also put the link to the channel if you guys want to see that really quickly.
Yeah, the YouTube channel has it.
So that it's there we go.
So our magazine originally started out as a neighborhood magazine, and it still kind of is, but we do have a website, so for people who don't live in our neighborhood, they can still access it.
Let me type that in again for those who didn't get it. I think the chat should be available to everyone all the time, but there it is.
On our website, we have videos of us playing piano and saxophone.
Yes, Leah did this awesome one, piano, where she dressed up, and so that's kind of awesome to see.
So get a witch's shawl on, a broomstick you can crawl on. We're gonna pay a call on the Addams Family.
So we'll wait one more minute just in case anyone else wants to join. And then
thank you, Charles.
If you can't tell, we're both smiling.
Yeah.
But we're wearing our masks just to stay safe. So.
Yeah, we'll get started in like 2 minutes.
Yep.
Yeah. We also have written poems and short stories.
Yes.
Shout out to my brother Neil for setting up these decorations. Here we have a DIY tombstone,
which we'll be explaining how to do later on, and then more. Okay, I think this song should end in a couple minutes. So once it ends, we will begin.
Yes.
Where people come to see them, they really are a scream. The Addams Family. Neat. Sweet.
Oh, my sister Mirabelle, she's inside. She's watching this too. We had her watch it instead of come and join us out here.
We're gonna pay a call on the Addams Family.
So now that the song is done, we're going to begin. And thanks again for being here. It's just great to see so many people here.
Yes. Happy Halloween, everybody. So we will get started.
So we're gonna use the chat a lot because we're trying to make this as interactive as we can. And so if you want to practice, you just type something in the chat if you haven't already.
You could put like, what's your favorite candy, I guess.
And then
to make sure everyone can use the chat.
Yeah, and it should be on the right or below your the video if you haven't found it yet, which I bet most people have.
All right. So before we start reading the actual story, we just wanted to thank everyone for being here, and we hope the story time brings you a little bit of joy even during these times of COVID.
Definitely.
So this story time will probably last 45 minutes to an hour, because we want to be mindful of people's time.
And so we're just going to explain why we're doing it a little bit and who we are, so people who don't know who we are can see who we are
a little bit better. Yeah. So we'll start out by telling you a little bit about ourselves. I'll go first. I'm Leah. I like debate, writing, soccer, piano, and reading. My dad's name is Jay, and my mom's name is Sajal, and I have a little brother named Neil, who I love hanging out with. Me and my family love traveling, and this year we went to visit a country in the Middle East called Qatar, which was really cool to go to. I love cooking, and especially making fresh pasta, which I have made in my pasta maker, which has been very, very fun. And my favorite movie is Ferris Bueller's Day Off. It's a great movie to watch when you're homesick from school. And my mom is the one who introduced me to 80s movies, so I really love them. And Adalia here is my friend of over 10 years. We met in preschool, and although we don't go to the same school, we are neighbors, so we get to see each other often.
And we're still like best friends because we see each other pretty much every day. But so I'm Adalia, and I love writing and reading and being creative. And this magazine and this story time is just a great way to do that. So we like to connect with each other and just get along. And then I have a sister who does some art in the magazine, and thanks to both our siblings for helping us decorate things, set stuff up, and
do art.
Yeah.
Which is really nice. All right. So now enough about us. Why doesn't everyone drop a cool fact about yourself in the chat located to the right or underneath the video stream? And you can identify who you are or not. I think some of the YouTube profiles already have that. But if you want to, you can, whatever you're comfortable with. So if you want to do that now, you can.
Yes. And again, I'm going to put our website link in the chat just for people who
you
wanted to look at that later.
You can find all the Halloween links on those too. Okay. So if you want to continue putting facts about yourself throughout the story time, you can do that. Okay.
Yes. And then I guess just to talk about the chat really quickly, put your questions in there and we'll try to get to them within like a minute or so because we have it up with the chat and stuff. And thank you to everyone who's here and just being interactive.
Yeah. So now the story I'm about to read is not just any regular boring story. It is going to be full of surprises and audience interaction, which basically just means I'll pause at times and point to you, signaling you to put your answers in the chat. So let's practice before we start. So for example, let's say I'm reading a story about a baby, and the baby wants to know how everyone is doing today. So he will say, "Hi, how are you doing today?" And I will point to the audience, and then everyone can answer that question by typing it in the chat.
If you want to type how you're doing today, feel free to do it. If you're bored, we hope this makes you a little less bored. And if you're super excited, we're super glad you're excited.
It looks like my little brother, he's using my profile. He likes art, so that's
nice.
Great.
Nice. Yes. Nice. You'll be nice and hyped up for this.
Okay. All right.
So if you're ready, let's get started. So, 'twas the night before Halloween, and all was creepy. The night so weepy, the air so creepy. All was good until
Mom, stop reading this book. It sounds like a Christmas book, and it's Halloween. I don't even know what I'm going to be yet. Oh, sorry, didn't see you there. I'm a 13-year-old girl, and I love everything I shouldn't do. Halloween is my favorite holiday, and I eat candy for breakfast, for lunch, and for dinner, and sometimes even dessert when I'm not eating ice cream. How are you guys doing today?
I know you guys are letting us know in the chat, so thanks for that. And we love all the positive energy. It makes us feel a little less nervous and stuff.
That's good to hear. Sorry you didn't get to hear the rest of that poem, but I have better things to do. It's the afternoon of Halloween, and I don't even know what costume I'm wearing, but I'm hoping you all can help with that. Do you think you can? All right.
Do you think you guys can? We know Halloween's not happening, but we thought this would be fun to choose for Leah what costume she should wear.
All right, great. Thanks in advance. So first, while I change into my first costume, tell me what you are going to be for Halloween in the chat so I can get some ideas. And I am going to go change into my first costume. I'll be right back.
So I'm going to turn some music on while we're waiting. So this song is by Will Smith. It's called Miami. It was one of the only clean songs we found. And if you don't know what clean means, then you'll probably figure it out. And so you gotta think of the beat. What kind of you feel when you think of this beat? So we have it coming. Here's the costume. 2, 3, 4. Here it is! Woohoo!
All right, this is my first costume. What
What
does
do you think
everyone
it
think of
is?
this one?
Yay! If you have an idea, tell us what you think this costume is. And we'll have our actress do a little spin for you guys. So, any guesses for what this is? So do you want me to tell you?
It's a rap artist.
Yes!
A rapper.
Yes. And if you guys know any rap artists, tell us in the chat. And then we're gonna get on to the next costume.
All right.
And while you're doing that, mark this one and tell us out of 10 how much you like it. Like 1 being like, oh, I don't like that, and 10 being like, that's amazing. And here's our next song. So I bet you can think of what costume goes with this, because we all are a little scared of this thing. And if you want to look away when it comes, that's fine. But it's also just a little funny to see. So here comes our next costume. Are you scared? If it's okay if you are, because it's really just Leah. So how do you like this one? Tell us in the chat out of 10 what you think, and then we'll keep going. Yeah, it's a little scary, that's true. It's kind of bloody and stuff. But here's our next one. This one, it might take a little longer to get dressed into, but this music was the best music we could find. And I want you to think of something that's kind of like, it looks nice and then it spooks you or something. And maybe think of garlic. They're scared of garlic. Also think of maybe blood. They like to suck blood. Can anyone think of something that likes to suck blood? Not a mosquito, something else though. And type it in the chat. Yes! Yes! Vampires! Here she comes! Woohoo! We were gonna do some face paint, but we weren't able to do that.
Since I have my mask on, you can't see my fangs. I have some red lipstick and some dripping blood, but you can't see it with my mask on. But yes, I am a vampiress. I have my little brooch here, and so I'm a vampire. So now, everyone, thank you so much for the kind comments. So everyone, let's vote. So which was your favorite costume? The rapper, the creepy clown, or the vampires? So you can just put it in the chat, and then we will see what wins. We won't limit you to one vote. You can just spam the chat if you want.
Type as whichever one you like the most, and then
Okay, so clown. We have one vote for clown.
Yes.
What else?
Anyone
Anyone else?
Clown.
Okay,
Yeah.
rapper. What was yours?
That was cool. I think I like the vampire one the best.
Okay, vampire.
If you saw
no
Leah's
rapper. Okay, so it looks like we're rapper 3, maybe 3 rappers. Let's get a few more votes in, and then let's see if we can. Let's see, rapper.
Yeah.
Rapper. Yeah, my favorite was a rapper too. Let's see. Rapper, vampire again. Can I vote?
You can vote. Totally vote twice.
Okay, all right. Let's see. We have so many rappers. Well, okay.
It sounds like rappers.
I think your cool aunt. Really
Yeah, my
likes
cool aunt.
rapper.
She loves that rapper. So.
All right.
All
right. We'll see. We'll do rapper then. I guess. So I will be right back. I'm gonna change into that for the remainder of the story time.
Yes.
Since y'all a rapping vampire.
Yes.
I guess I could. Okay.
We could do that probably. We could put it together a little bit.
I'll just do the rapper.
Okay. Yeah. It might be easier just to do the rapper. So sorry to disappoint. But I guess the next interesting thing we're gonna be doing is okay, so we're actually really quickly before we do that, we have one more thing we gotta do for the story. But while we're waiting, can you guys think of any combinations? Like we have a rapping vampire. What's another combination? It doesn't have to be with the stuff we had, but what's another crazy combination that might be a little spooky or funny or something? Type in the chat what you think. Does anyone have any idea? Something or maybe.
All right, I'm back.
Well,
so
our rapper's back,
yeah,
so he don't have anything.
the Day.
Day of the Dead.
Oh,
Cat.
Day of the
That would
Cat.
be cool.
Yes.
That would be cool.
That would be awesome.
Yes.
Okay, so we have finished that. So thank you so much, everyone, for helping me choose my costume. This was definitely my favorite costume, I think, too. All right, Autumn Blair here again. I love this costume. Exactly what I would have picked. Now let's continue on with this journey on Halloween. As you know, Halloween is my favorite holiday, but because of COVID, I can't trick or treat this year. So my mom is going to set up a candy hunt in the house or the backyard, just like an Easter egg hunt. I'm also going to watch a Halloween movie, and I'm thinking of watching either the Addams Family animated movie or It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown.
Which one do you think she should watch?
Yeah.
If you've seen either of them, vote it in the chat.
Yeah. And lastly, I'm going to have a parade around the neighborhood with my family and play music from a speaker or phone. And then I set up my decorations just to be a little festive. And yes, so I hope this gave you some ideas of what you can do during Halloween. Let me know in the chat what you are doing for Halloween. And after that, we will get started with our next segment of the story time.
Yes. Where'd your hat come from? We had a question about that.
Oh, so this was actually from Spirit Halloween. Yeah, Spirit Halloween. They make really good stuff. It's a great costume.
The Spirit is this. If you don't live in Raleigh, then you might not know, but
it's
Spirit,
a pop-up
like
shop.
a pop-up Halloween shop. So, okay. So next, I'm going to read from Frankenstein. And before I begin reading, I want to tell you guys a little bit about it, just so you know what is going to be happening. So the original book, if you can see the cover, was written by Mary Shelley in 1818. I'm going to be reading from the 1832 edition, so it might be a little different, but it'll be fine. And the fun fact about Mary Shelley is that her mother, Mary Wollstonecraft, was an early woman's suffragist, which means she advocated for women's rights, and which is something super cool because, I mean, that was before like suffragists even existed. So now I'm going to tell you guys what is happening in the book. So before we get there, we have Victor Frankenstein, who's the doctor who'll be creating this monster. And Victor Frankenstein has an adopted sister and several brothers. And it's important to remember this information because we have a little quiz for later about it. And then he's a very curious child. So one quote that is like from the book will explain to you why he's so curious.
All right.
One of the phenomena which had peculiarly attracted my attention was the structure of the human frame, and indeed any animal endued with life. So he really wanted to know why life existed and how this power was formed. And so his father sent him to university, where he had a chemistry teacher and a philosophy teacher who made him look even deeper into it, and he got this idea to build this creature. And I'm going to begin reading, and then I will share a discussion board for us to post our answers to some questions.
Yep.
When I found so astonishing a power placed within my hands, I hesitated a long time concerning the manner in which I should employ it. Although I possessed the capacity of bestowing animation, yet to prepare a frame for the reception of it with all the intricacies of fibers and muscles and veins still remained a work of inconceivable difficulty and labor. So you know how a human has all the different parts? You have your eyeballs and your fingers and a heart, and you have lungs and you have hair and you have ears. And if you have any other body parts, you can begin listing them in the chat just to see how many we can list. But we're kind of confusing creatures. So he's saying it's super confusing to make this. And he doubted at first whether I should attempt the creation of being like myself or one of simpler organization. But my imagination was much too exalted by my first success to permit me to doubt my ability to give life to an animal as complex and wonderful as man. The materials at present within my command hardly appeared adequate to so arduous an undertaking, but I doubted not that I should ultimately succeed. I prepared myself for a multitude of reverses. My operations might be incessantly baffled, and at last my work be imperfect. Yet, when I considered the improvement which every day takes place in science and mechanics, I was encouraged to hope my present attempts would at least lay the foundations of future success. Nor could I consider the magnitude and complexity of my plans as any argument to impracticability. It was with these feelings that I began the creation of a human being, as the minuteness of this task formed a great hindrance to my speed. I resolved, contrary to my first intention, to make the being of gigantic stature, which means very big, and to say 8 feet in height. So that's like way, way higher than even I am, and proportionally large. After forming this determination and having spent some time gathering and collecting materials, I began. So, now that we have read this first part, we're going to share the link to the
discussion board. It's called Jamboard. I don't know if some of you have used it, but you can. It's basically just a discussion board where you can answer questions.
So when you open it, the first question that you're going to see will be about why you think the doctor created this. So why do you think the doctor decided to
so everyone
build this?
Can just click on that link, and then we'll go on it. You
Yes.
can add a sticky note, and then you can put your answer to it. Or if you don't want to, you can just type it in the chat too.
Yes.
If you would like.
And so when you're thinking about this, think about his curiosity. You remember how he was super curious about what life was. So maybe he wanted to know more about that. Why do you think he
if you were
did
Dr.
that?
Frankenstein, why would you want to create a monster? Think about that.
And so
If we have any kids there that this might be a little confusing for, just think, if you were a doctor and you were going to create a monster, why would you want to? And you can even make a reason. It can be a fun reason too, if you would like.
we see some people joining.
Yeah.
If you don't know how to do this, there we go. We have one
Can you unlarge it?
because he didn't have a soul of his own.
Okay.
Okay, that's one answer. Is anyone else coming up with some answers?
Like we said, you can also put in the chat too if you would like to.
So, any other answers, or do you guys think we should just keep reading? And if you're ready, we will.
You can do it as we read too, if you would like to. All right.
Okay. So, now we're gonna keep reading. So,
one last one. What is I want a friend?
Yes. Okay. I like the answers people are giving. Okay, here it goes. No one can conceive the variety of feeling which bore me onwards like a hurricane in the first enthusiasm of success. Life and death appeared to me in ideal bounds, which I should first break through and pour a torment of light into our dark world. A new species would bless me as its creator and source. Many happy and excellent natures would owe their being to me. No father could claim the gratitude of his child so completely as I should deserve theirs. Pursuing these reflections, I thought that if I could bestow animation upon lifeless matter, I might, in process of time, although I now found it impossible, renew life where death had been devoted. So, one other important fact that we forgot to mention is that Dr. Frankenstein, who's the man who's going to create this creature, his mother died shortly before he went to university. So maybe he wanted his mother back, and that's why he decided to create this monster.
The name of this book.
Oh yeah. So the name of this book, here, I'll show the cover again. It's Frankenstein, and it was written by Mary Shelley. So let me keep reading while we're waiting. These thoughts supported my spirits while I pursued my undertaking with unremitting ardor. My cheek had grown pale with study, and my person had become emaciated with confinement. Sometimes on the very brink of certainty I failed, yet still I clung to the hope which the next day or next hour might release. One secret which I alone possessed was the hope to which I had dedicated myself, and the moon gazed on my midnight labors, while, with unrelaxed and breathless eagerness, I pursued nature to her hiding places. Who shall conceive the horrors of my secret toil as I dabbled among the unhallowed damps of graves and tortured the living animal to animate the lifeless clay? So he was looking at like people, like skeletons in a grave, and he was looking at animals, and he was trying to figure out the core of what he had to do to make his creature. My limbs now tremble and my eyes swim with remembrance, but then a resistless and almost frantic impulse urged me forward. I seemed to have lost all soul or sensation but for this one pursuit. It was indeed but a passing trance that only made me feel the renewed acuteness so soon as, a natural stimulus ceasing to operate, I had returned to my old habits, collected bones from charnel houses, and disturbed with profane fingers the tremendous secrets of human frame. In a solitary chamber, or rather cell, at the top of the house, and separated from all the other apartments by a gallery and staircase, I kept my workshop, a filthy creation. My eyeballs were starting from their sockets in attending to the details of my employment. The dissecting room and slaughterhouse furnished many of my materials, and often did my human nature turn to loathing for my occupation, while still urged on by eagerness which perpetually increased. I brought my work near to a conclusion. So I'm going to read this one sentence one more time. It says, often did my human nature turn with loathing from my occupation. So Dr. Frankenstein, he's a little disgusted about this. So I want you to think about if you were the monster, and before it was a monster, it was just you're just imagine it's you, and you were like, I don't like you, you're silly or something, and people were pointing at you and telling you were ugly and hateful. How would you feel? So how do you think this monster would feel?
Yeah, so
if he was such an outcast.
There's a question in the Jamboard. It's on the second page, so you have to scroll through it. And is that your answer, or did someone put that? Okay.
So at the top, there should be some arrows. If you click on the arrow pointing to the right, you'll get to go to the next one, and then
so there's three questions that you can answer, but we're on the second one currently. Did anyone else answer the first one? No.
Okay. Right. Keep thinking about why.
Sad. Okay.
Sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can also put it in the chat too.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And even you don't have to type what you think the monster might feel, but what do you think you would feel if someone was bullying you or being mean to you?
Yeah. I would feel lonely and without purpose. Yes.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
I like that answer. Any other answers, or should I keep reading? Sad and mad. I like those answers too.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Definitely. And so now I'm going to keep reading. We have 2 more paragraphs to go, just a little bit more time. So, the summer months passed while I thus engaged, heart and soul in one pursuit. It was the most beautiful season. Never did the fields bestow a more plentiful harvest, or the vines yield a more luxuriant vintage. But my eyes were insensible to the charms of nature, and the same feelings which made me neglect the scenes around me caused me to also forget those friends who were so many miles away, and whom I had not seen for such a long time. I knew my silence disquieted them, and I well remembered the words of my father. I know that while you are pleased with yourself, you will think of us with affection, and we shall hear from you regularly. You must pardon me if I regard any interruption in your correspondence as proof that your other duties are equally neglected. So he was so busy working on building this monster that he completely forgot to mail his family a letter or something. And you remember this took place in like the 1800s. So you don't get to email someone or text someone. You just have to snail mail them. And I knew well, therefore, what would be my father's feelings, but I could not tear my thoughts from my employment, loathsome in itself, but which had taken an irresistible hold on my imagination. I wished, as it were, to procrastinate all that related to my feelings of affection with this great object, which swallowed up every habit of my nature, should be completed. So I'm going to end there.
We have the last question.
Leo will tell you guys about the last question.
So the last question is, what would be your reaction to this monster? So if you think about like yourself, like today on Halloween, and you're walking around at night and you see this monster, and what would you think? I don't know if anyone's seen a picture of Frankenstein too. No. If you can look up the picture.
So it's basically this creature that is like human. It's kind of gross-steak, which means it's kind of ugly and it isn't very pretty to look at. And so put yourself in Dr. Frankenstein's shoes and think, how would you feel if a monster like just came alive and saw you? Leah's going to show you guys a picture really quickly.
So this is what he looks like. He kind of has like a biggish forehead, and let me see if I can get a one in color.
Yeah. So you can show it if you want to.
Yeah. So here's one in color.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, I like how you said that, Miss Jerry, because it's definitely the creature. Later, he decides he wants kind of a revenge on this doctor for creating him as an outcast in society. But,
all right, so we just put the link into the
quiz
docs, which has a quiz in it. So if everyone wants to take that, we'll take about 5 minutes, 5 or 6 minutes to do that. And also, so if we have any readers of the A&L magazine, you can fill out the review quest form to let us know what song, movie, or book you would like us to review. So there's 2 links that we put. So we put.
So I'll wait 1 minute before putting the review. And for the quiz, it's just some questions, and I want you to think about Dr. Frankenstein, Mary Shelley, who wrote the book, and then if you guys remember, Dr. Frankenstein's adopted sister and his brothers, and then just kind of in general about the story, anything you heard.
Yeah, you can put your answers in the chat too. You just you'd have to go to the Google like the form.
The form, the quiz is going to be on the form, and then you can fill it out and whatever your answer is.
This is just a fun quiz, doesn't count for anything.
No.
It's just to see what you know about Frankenstein. Oh, can't get on the it's a Google what's it called? Google form.
So it's the Google form. I'll post the link one more time. Let me open up the okay. 1 second. And then
there we go.
Here we go. It'll just take me a minute to get the link. Okay, here it is. I'm posting it right now, and then.
Oh, that's fine. That's completely fine.
If you want to, you could save it, or.
Yeah. Also, so we'll put the link. So if you can't fill it out right now, you can fill it out after. So we'll put the link to our website.
Yes.
Which you can. Or do you have the Halloween one?
I'll open the Halloween link.
So if you just click on that, it will take you to something where we'll talk about Halloween this year, and I'll have the links to everything. So
and then I can what I'll do is when this is done, I'll post the link in the comments below so that everyone can access that.
So while we're waiting for people to fill out the link, so like we said, we have a magazine called A&L Magazine that we write, And we will have everyone fill out a little form where you can give a recommendation for a song or a book you would like us to review, and you can even put it in the chat if you have any good books you want us to read or any good movies or songs you want us to listen to and watch. You can do that, and we will definitely try to read it and then write a little review on it.
Okay, here's the link. I hope it works. Let's see. It should work.
So that's a form where you can give us a recommendation of a movie that you want us to watch or a book or song.
What? Oops. Let me copy that again. It might be wrong.
Let us know if you have any questions, because I know it's a lot of links. And let us know how the quiz is going.
Wait, you can't hear us?
Can everyone else hear us? I hope so. Can everyone else hear us?
Did we get frozen or something?
Oh.
Okay, good.
Wait, okay, so you can hear us. That's a yes, that you can hear us. Okay, good. Can everyone else hear us, hopefully? Can everyone else hear us? Put a yes in the chat if you can. Okay, good.
We hope.
My aunt, Monica. Maybe it's on your end.
I guess try your volume maybe.
She's a tech wizard though, so she'll probably figure it out. But I don't know. She can't hear anything. But so how's the quiz going for everyone? Okay, great.
Okay.
Great.
For those who can get the quiz, how's it going for you guys?
4 out of 5. Wow,
good job. Nice.
Okay, you can hear us? Okay, great.
Perfect. Okay, let me put the review in there one more time, just so people who got it can see that.
Oh, great. We're glad you enjoyed it. Frankenstein is a great book. We recommend you read it.
It has lots of depth to it for the people who are interested in reading it.
Yeah. For the little kids, it might be a little hard for you to read, but there's definitely like shortened versions and like picture books if you want to read.
Definitely.
It's a great Halloween book. Yeah.
And then
great. Should we continue on with the program?
We'll wait. Is everyone ready to continue then?
Like you said, we can access all of the links after the story time too. But we can continue on.
Okay. We'll get one more yes to move on, just to make sure everyone wants to.
Yeah, so okay,
perfect.
Awesome. So now we are going to be putting on a Halloween playlist that we created, and it's full of classic Halloween music. And then we're gonna do a craft. So we're gonna be making DIY tombstones. This is what it looks like. And we will also be putting the link in the chat that takes you to a Google Docs that has the written instructions on how to make the cereal box. And feel free to share with your friends too. And then also, if you don't have the materials for the tombstone, you can color this coloring page.
Yeah. We'll put the coloring page in there. 1 second. Okay. Here. Okay, sorry that the link wouldn't copy. Here we go.
Here's the coloring page link.
Okay. And then
yes, it looks so cool, I think.
Do you wanna here? Okay. I'm gonna get the container really quickly. 1 second.
So the materials you'll need while we're waiting for Di to get it is a cereal box or a granola bar box. It can be this size or bigger. And then some black construction paper. Yeah, you can also use these. We're using these Halloween cupcake boxes. Scissors, black construction paper, and tape.
Okay. So we're going to begin. If you have your box flattened, what you'll want to do is you're going to want to you'll want to like tape it back together. So we have some tape over here too. So we're just going to take a piece. It doesn't have to look beautiful because you'll be covering up all your like tape and stuff later on. But we have the tape.
Yep. Then you can begin by opening the sides of the flaps on your box and choose one side to cut down 2 to 3 inches and then do the other one. So we'll start with this side and we're just going to cut it.
Here.
Adalia will hold that, and we're just gonna cut it about 2 to 3 inches. So.
Okay, there we go. And then on the other side, and you'll see we'll see how it'll put together in one moment.
This side right
Here.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, so you see how this folds? You could just fold it in while you're waiting, so you know which side you've done. And then we'll cut the other side really quickly. And it's okay if they're not perfectly even because it'll look perfect later.
Right.
So now that you've done that, you're gonna cut a half circle onto these flaps that you have left over. I'll show you guys what we mean. So if you start on this cut on this side here, then you can put mark the middle so you know where you're gonna cut to, and then you can just cut towards the middle, and then you have one. And cut down, and then you see we have one side.
Circle.
If you see that,
starting to make this. If you can see this.
Yes. And then I'll cut the other side.
Also, I'll put the link to the Google Doc.
With our instructions.
Yes. So you can follow along with us.
Okay. Let me. Here it is. Okay, here it is.
There you go. So this is how you can follow along. Clicking on
so you have this, right? Now Leah's gonna explain our next step. Here, 1 second.
We're just gonna even out this slowly.
Okay, so we have a plastic bag to use. We forgot our newspaper, but we're gonna use a plastic bag.
Yeah,
and explain our next
recommend
step.
newspaper, old newspaper.
Mm-hmm.
So anything that helps it stand up.
Yeah.
Hold that, and then Adalia will stuff that in.
So this, you see, this kind of makes it stronger. So when you're like coloring on it or something, it doesn't fold and stuff.
Yes, it will help keep its shape, and it doesn't really matter how filled it is because you will be covering it later. So
yeah.
All right.
So now we're gonna make our shape to cover this. So it'll be okay if it's a little big because
we can trim it.
You can trim it, yes. So we don't do the bottom because it might be a little big, but see, you wrap it around, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut the shape of this. And if you want to you can use a pencil to just cut it, or you can just cut it based on what you've done. So
Okay,
I'm going to keep cutting this. See, you can see it forms the shape. And it's okay if it's a little rough because the
you want me to get some
things will cover up the
Then you'll get
shape.
some tape, and then after Dahlia finishes cutting that, we're gonna tape that on.
Yep.
And I would recommend double-sided tape so you don't see it.
Yeah,
but double-sided tape
we weren't able to get it.
Yeah, it also
this
takes
moment.
a lot of time too. So.
Yeah, make sure it doesn't stick to you.
Yeah. And we'll do the next one.
And then you see the one once we're done taping this, you'll see it's beginning to look just like a tombstone.
All right.
So
awesome.
next, we're gonna take another piece of paper,
and
and we're gonna fold it over the other side. And it's okay if they overlap because it'll cover up some of the tape that we've used. So what I'm gonna do is if you don't have double-sided tape, you see you can pinch it between your two fingers and make a tape bubble.
There we go.
See, it'll stick together better on both sides.
And that way you cover up that tape too.
And then yes, it'll make it look a little smoother. If you don't want to do that, then don't bother.
Okay, there we go.
So
we are almost done. We're just gonna
fold this over so we have that right.
There we go.
And then fold that, and
we hope you're enjoying our Halloween music while we do this.
Yes.
Makes it enjoyable.
So I'm gonna again do some folded over tape on here so that it will look smooth.
Thank you so much.
Yes. So here we go. We fold that over, and then I'm gonna cut that again to make sure that it's nice and smooth.
And then we are almost done. All we have to do is cover up the top, make that little arch over there, and then we'll be finished.
So Leah's gonna show you guys how to do that.
So we're just gonna have to start off by taping it. And
Yeah.
it'll be a little
So
arch.
we're gonna see how this kind of makes like this.
Mailbox kind of.
So we're gonna get some tape and put that on top. Here we'll.
Thank you so much for the kind comment.
Yes. Let me put another little piece of tape on here. Okay, and then Leah's gonna fold it over and cut it. So, and then when you're cutting, you just cut along the line. Again, your box can act like a ruler for you.
Kind of outline it.
Yeah, like an outline ruler.
You can trim it later.
Yes, it might be a little
it's okay.
rough, but that's okay.
It'll be an old gravestone.
Yes. Perfect. And then
Cut that.
you see roughly it's the shape of a gravestone. And when you're done, you can decorate it in any way you want to make it
Oh wait, you already put tape.
fancy. You can put RIP on it. We wrote Mr. Corn. He was a character in one of our comics.
And then we combine your name to make Ladoya.
Yes, we just found that kind of funny, so we added that, and there is our gravestone.
We hope everyone likes it. We won't decorate it right now to be mindful of everyone's time, but you can definitely do it. Here we go. We'll put our new gravestone over here. And only took a couple of minutes, so.
Yeah, and then
Alright.
we will have it. This video will be up later too, in case anyone wants to see that.
All right, so we'll head on to our last thing.
Really quickly, I wanted to share our Halloween playlist too, for people who wanted to hear that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna head on to our very last thing. So we're gonna put our feedback form in the chat, and you can let us know in this feedback form what you liked or what you didn't like. And if you like, you can put your name so we can know who came and everything. That would be awesome.
Yes.
But you don't have to. So we're just gonna get the link to that.
Oh, let me.
And all of these links that we put, because I know there's a lot, will be on our website. And we'll put the website in the comments after this. Of course.
Yes. So, and then if you aren't able to fill out the form, let us know what you thought in the chat.
Yeah.
And then
I think we finished.
we finished on time, and
So I guess you all are free to head out now, or you can fill out the form. Let us know what you think, or you can just put in here. Everyone, have a great Halloween. Thank you so much for coming. We really hope you enjoyed it. And you can stay in the chat and chat with us because we'll be here
We'll
for
be
another
here
10 or
15 minutes.
Yeah,
Yep.
so we can chat if there's some of our family members.
Thank you
so much for coming. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And I hope this time was good, because we
Thank
might
you
do
so
some
much.
others later.
Have a great Halloween. Stay safe.
Yes. Yeah. We'll keep the music going.
Yes,
Thank you.
We want to do one of these again.
Yes.
We're currently trying to work on a cookbook that we're trying to come out with.
Yes.
So it might be a little while before we do one of these again. But we had a lot of fun.
Yeah. See you.
Thank you so much.
yes.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Have a great Halloween for those who are leaving.
Eat lots of candy. Stay
Yes.
safe.
Enjoy the candy.
We're
have
gonna eat
some-
our candy. My brother
Woohoo!
brought some, so we'll do this. So
Yeah,
we'll celebrate.
and so we did, actually, speaking of Reese's, we did in our neighborhood, we did a candy poll, and can you guys guess what the favorite candy was? Reese's. Yes, I think they're a classic that everyone likes a lot. And then, yeah.
Can we flip?
This. I guess if you haven't left yet, you could give us suggestions for another one of these. We always love suggestions. They definitely build up our
We would
program.
love to do a Thanksgiving cooking thing, kind of like virtual cooking,
Yeah.
where we make something. But yeah, Thanksgiving. Yeah, that's my little brother said that.
Yes.
Yeah, great suggestion. But we will see.
Yeah, we'll see how it works. I don't know, because we're staying safe, so we don't know if we're going to be able to put it together. But we'll try, and
Yes. It might
see
be
how
a
that
Zoom because we
Yeah.
can't both cook out here, so
but
we might do a recipe from the cookbook that we're working on.
yes, definitely. We've got some of those planned and ready to do.
Yeah, so we'll stay on here for another 5 or 10 minutes.
We
Probably.
can wait for the
Yes.
song to go.
1 second. I'm just gonna. Yeah. Oh, I'm glad you like the story analysis.
Yes.
And quiz. Yeah.
Perfect.
We could do. Yeah.
We might do like a movie one for
Ooh, that would be fun.
With if we do a Thanksgiving. We'll see. Don't count on us doing it because we have the cookbook to get ready and stuff. But
We're trying to do a magazine for this one and work on the cookbook. So we'll see if we have time. But we definitely want to do another one.
Definitely, that would be so much fun.
Bye. Thank you to everyone who stayed the whole time, and even if you just popped in.
Yes. Thanks for.
We recorded all of this, so if you could not make it, if your family member could not make it, share. Go
link.
to the website. Share the website with them, and the website has a recording of us doing this. So, and I think it has a chat too. You can
and I think you should be able to see the live chat. We've never actually made this before, so we'll see how it works. And you can always stay to listen to the last few songs.
Yes.
We just have 2 more left, so it'll be about 6 minutes, and then we'll cut the stream and say Happy Halloween.
Yes. If people are still on there, well, 2 things. We'll put our link to our magazine again if people want to check that out. And also let us know what you're doing for Halloween. I don't know.
We're probably just gonna maybe eat some candy, of course.
Of
and
course, we got lots of candy.
I don't know. We don't have much of another plan because we we're not able to go out and stuff. So.
Yeah. Carve pumpkins.
Definitely.
Make a full meal, maybe.
Yes. So let me. While you're waiting, maybe you guys can say what your favorite candy is in the chat too. That's always good to hear.
Yes.
What other people like.
I will be making Tombstone awesome. I love the Thanksgiving show. Yeah.
Yes.
Does anyone have any suggestions of what Thanksgiving recipes? We might even do one from the cookbook if we finish in time.
Yeah.
Does anyone have any recipes that they would like to make?
Yeah.
Babe Ruth. Oh, those are good.
Yes.
I think mine is Reese's, and yours is what, Nerds?
I love nerds. My mom and I are diehard nerd fans. And not to be nerdy or anything, but they're amazing. And so we have about 2 more minutes, and we'll wait for the song to end.
Make your favorite Thanksgiving food. Our favorite Thanksgiving food. What's yours?
I really love the mashed potatoes and mac and cheese part of it. I mean, the wheat stuff is amazing, even if it's kind of unhealthy. But
I'm a stuffing fan. Every Thanksgiving we
Yes.
get together, all of my family. I think some of my family was on this, so thank you. Shout out to them if you did.
Thanks to my family too for being here.
Yeah, and all of our friends and family and everyone, even if we don't know you, thank you so much for making time to be here. But yeah, I like stuffing. We always make cornbread stuffing, which is really good with caramelized onions. Oh, that's my favorite too. Stuffing is mashed potatoes.
Yeah. I also love cranberry sauce. My grandfather and Leah's grandparents too, I've heard they make amazing cranberry sauce. I guess it's the thing for grandparents to make or something.
So we also have a puns and recipe section where we put recipes and then we pair it along with the joke. So we will probably put cranberry sauce in.
Yeah, I'll share our YouTube channel again, though you can probably find it because you're watching, but it has some tutorials of videos we made, which
so even if you don't live in our neighborhood, the advantage to having the website is it has videos of us making recipes, playing songs, lots of stuff. We update it weekly. We have even daily sometimes.
Sometimes we have stuff. We'll probably be updating it in a minute because we were gonna write a little bit about what we did for Halloween. And then
we hope everyone has a great Halloween. We'll be going in a couple of minutes.
One more song and we'll.
Looks like we have a few beers on there. Thank you to everyone who's staying. Yeah, and everyone who came. We really appreciate it. We had a lot of fun doing this.
Definitely. It's always good to see that like people are interested and we're making people feel happy.
Yes. So the reason actually we started this is my mom. I don't know if my mom's watching this. But thank you if you are. She came up with this idea for doing the magazine to make it for some people in our neighborhood. And so we just did, and it was really fun to keep people company during COVID.
Yes.
We even have one neighbor watching from right next door to us, right over here. Yeah.
But and
all right, one more. This is Halloween song, and then
yes.
Oh, we have someone who dropped back in. Right. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So definitely. I love hip hop.
I'll write them down too.
Okay. It's okay. So watch the recording. Yeah, my brother let me borrow his rapper costume, so thank you so much, Neil, if you're watching this. If you don't mind, before everyone logs off, who was on here? You don't have to say if you don't want to, but we just love to see so we know who
you could just say me if you want to, and your name will be recorded. Unfortunately, it records who you are, but
yes, you can come over. Great. Anyone else?
Thank you to my aunt and uncle, and so I have like two aunts and an uncle who came. So yes, I'm glad that they came to participate. And
I had one of my really close friends come on here, or her brother, maybe my little brother, my mom, dad, and one of my aunt. I don't know if she's still on here. Maybe she is. Morning, Moxie, are you watching this? I don't know. I can't tell if the viewer's on there. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I think these look pretty cool. I didn't bring the silver mark over, but I wish we could see who the beers are, just so we knew who took the time to come over here. So it's nice. Thank you, my brother. Oh, we can see it. Wait, what? Why doesn't it say?
I don't know.
Huh. Maybe only people are in the chat.
Thank you, Neil. Yeah,
I give her a tech lesson.
Yeah, I think my grandmother, I don't know if she was able to click the link or something.
Yes. So I don't know if everyone knows, but we do offer tech lessons. On our website, we have some forms you can fill out and let us know what you need. So we'll read out the stuff that we can do. We do Tech 101, where we can just help you with just the beginning of tech. If you're not very good with that, Adalia will put the link in that. We have coding lessons. I've had 5 summers of coding camp experience. We can help you make like a video game. Let's see what was on here. Social media. We can help you buy a phone or computer or iPad or whatever device. We have a quiz which you can fill out to let us know what you're looking for, and then we can help you. We have tech safety, Wi-Fi setup, account setup like Zoom, because I know a lot of people using that, email, newsletter, any account.
Anything you need. And then
navigating social media, texting language if you're trying to text with your cool grandkids and don't know what their stuff is. I'm just gonna read it. And Photoshop lesson and website setup. So we set up this entire website, the A&L website,
on our own, so we have the information
so we
about
can do that, and ads through Canva.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And yes, let us know if you would like us to set that up. We would totally love to do that.
Yes. And then I think that's about all we have for you guys.
Yes.
So thanks again for the people who are left so much for coming. It
and
means
staying
so much.
to the end. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. And just have a great Halloween. I do something funny. Candy.
Eat some candy. And
fill out the forms hopefully and let us know. Check out our website. Tell your friends. And I think that's it. Yes.
Yeah. And
all right. Happy Halloween.
Bye.
Okay, good.